Hello, what's up? It's Kathy and I'm back with another process video, and this one is for the JustNick cut file shop, and I'm using the cut file that I think is called Butterfly Background 2, and it's got solid butterflies and these kind of realistic-y looking ones. And I cut it out of just some old Heidi Swapp paper I had that was kind of a dark pink polka dot. I primarily cut it out of that just because I wanted that color. I wanted to do yellow and pinks and greens and colors like that. I'm using stuff from my stash, so it's from a whole bunch of different things. The two 8.5 by 11 papers were from these collections of paper that were from American Crafts, but it was being sold at Michael's, and it was just like, here's a bunch of papers from a bunch of our collections, and they were all 8.5 by 11, and this was like back before I ever ordered stuff online or anything like that, so it was like, oh my gosh, I'm actually going to get to own something by American Crafts. Anyway, so I bought, I think there was 2 or 3 different ones, or even 4 different ones, and I bought a bunch of them, and I still have a bunch of them because I don't really use them all that often. So I'm kind of getting into using them and using up some of my stash. I love that big floral with the pink and the yellow and the green leaves. I think originally when I first started scrapping, that would not have been something I was attracted to. I just would have been like, oh, I don't like those colors or something like that. And now I'm just like, oh, I love those colors. So I think our opinions and our tastes do tend to change. I know a lot of us used to be like, oh no, we do not scrapbook with purple, and now purple's making a big comeback, so stuff like that. Anyway, you can see the cut file there. I will mention there was definitely, my silhouette definitely had some issues with the cut file, but I don't blame the cut file. I have a really old, not sticky mat, and so of course when putting down a piece of paper I tape the edges with washi tape, but of course once it starts cutting in the middle that doesn't help, and then stuff gets caught and gets stuck in the blade, and so it did cut really well, except for the parts where my crummy old mat made it mess up. So I had to go buy I bought some easy tack or something like that to kind of help out because I couldn't get a new mat. They weren't in stock. So anyway, this cut file is really cute. It's quite lovely, especially if you blow it up. If it was the full size of the paper, that would be really cool too. Anyway, I loved the kind of realistic looking butterflies with this, and so I'm curling up their wings, and then I thought, well, let's keep them curled, so I'm gonna put pop dots. Sorry about the door slamming, people are in and out of my house talking, yakking, doing all kinds of stuff. Anyway, so I popped up some of the wings on some pop dot foam squares. Oh, I don't know why anybody in my family cannot get the concept that please have some quiet time while Kathy records her videos. Very small house, noise travels. Anyway, I think I cut out a lot of me doing the layering here because it did take me forever to decide just how much of each paper I wanted shown. Did I want, that gingham to be overlapping in the front or the back, or oh, how do you want to do it? Like that kind of thing. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think about this stuff way too much. And yeah, I actually layered 3 different florals. I mean, one's a vellum, one was a large floral, and one was a small floral, and I broke up the small and big one with the gingham. So that's kind of one of the things I do. And because the small floral is not against the large floral all the way around, it kind of helps break it up too. So, yeah. I have had people mention about wanting to know about me picking pattern papers and things like that, because I do use a lot of pattern papers. I do a lot of layering with different pattern papers. And I am definitely looking at doing like a little Q&A session type thing, whether or not it's taking questions that people have left for me or just maybe discussing certain techniques or something like that, or ideas that I have for what I'm looking for when I scrapbook. So I grabbed a bunch of chipboard from an old crepe paper collection, and it was like this birthday collection with these girls and stuff like that. And I just have a little bit left. I think in the end I actually managed to use up enough that I may have thrown out the rest of it. And then those stickers I believe are from an Echo Park a slightly older collection, and it's all this like girly stuff like teapots and cute things like that. And I've used it before on a different layout. Actually, I've used these two layouts, or these two collection items, because I don't have the whole collection, just some of the stickers or chipboard, combined in a different JustNick layout, but I don't have a process video for that one. It was, anyway, oh, it was for page maps, I think. It was a team up with JustNick and page maps. And I have to stop talking because I'm getting all kerfuffled. So you saw me like cut apart that little frame and then decide I didn't like it, so I had to nice and carefully put it back together. And then I was like, well, how am I going to keep it together? So I grabbed that chipboard journaling piece and stuck it on top, and so that keeps it together. You don't even notice that I cut it apart and attempted something silly there, which I put back together. And it has a slick surface because it is chipboard, so I did have to use one of those kind of pens that is for marking on that type of stuff, one that will say like permanent on most surfaces, or a slick writer type thing. I love those florals, and it was crazy, the stickers, and it was crazy to me how well they combined with this other product line that are years apart and, you know, have nothing to do with each other. The realistic butterfly in the black is actually from a different chipboard collection that is from crepe paper as well, and I bought it at the same time as the other one. I just found that in like a discount shop kind of thing. Like I didn't buy it from anywhere in particular, and it was probably several years old when I bought it. Anyway, the background paper is a Dear Lizzie one, and it came like that with the scallopy edge, but then the white, and I just did not feel like fussy cutting that whole thing to put it on the back of something else. So that's why I just left it with the white, because obviously it wasn't a complete 12 by 12. I did hum and haw over using the butterflies because A, I only had 2 butterflies, B, one was this, they were both dark, and C, one was blue, and I really didn't have that color blue going on anywhere else in the layout, except there's a little bit of blue in some of the papers and stuff like that. But in the end, I left it in. I think it looks really cute, and I like it, and I don't care that it's like this one. They really pop off the page, I find, these butterflies with the cut file. So I wanted to use the title Learn to Fly, and I love those green alphas, and they are from a Maggie Holmes collection. I just love that color green. Now they come in uppercase and lowercase together, and I think the whole trick is you're supposed to like combine them to look fun and whimsical, but it was a little too bold. I'm not sure how to word it. They're a sans serif font, which means they don't have serifs on the end, like the A's, like the foot of the A doesn't have a little serif or anything like that. And because of that, it was just a little too, aggressive, I don't know, for what I was going for. So I wanted something a little lighter, a little airier, a little more flowy. So I have these old thickers that I bought forever ago. And I literally mean like forever ago, like probably at least 5 years ago, if not more. Possibly more. More like maybe 7 years. And I don't even know what color they are. They may have even just gotten bleached out in the sun or something, because the color that they are is like this weird, super, super light sage kind of green. But they're a nice little script font. They connect together really nicely, so that really worked, and I just like it there, just kind of floating around. So I'm going to finish it off with some Heidi Swapp Color Shine, and I didn't know what color to pick. I didn't want to put more yellow because there already is yellow. And when I say yellow, I mean like the butter color. I believe I ended up going with the mustard yellow from Heidi Swapp, and it's kind of a orange yellow. Like it's very dark, very bold. So I really like how it all kind of came together. I love that picture of my daughter when she came home, finally from the hospital, after a month in the NICU, and she wasn't a preemie, she wasn't underweight, nothing like that. She was well overweight, and she has a feeding tube in and everything. But it was so nice to finally take her home and people could see her and everything. And that's a struggle for another day. Another story for another day. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Appreciate all my new subscribers. I'm going to journal there. I will see you guys in the next video, and pictures are coming up. So yeah, have an awesome day, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.